Greetings, my excellent friends, and welcome to the Pro Photo Tips Question of the Week. My name is Josh Cripps, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Joshua Cripps Photography. This week, Sean Rooney writes, I have a Nikon D4 with a 600mm lens for shooting wildlife, and this is a great combination. But I have a friend that wants a smaller and cheaper setup. What could you recommend to look at? Thanks, Sean. This is a great question because a lot of times photographers get in this rut of thinking good gear equals good photos, or I have to have this gear in order to take this kind of photo. And that's not necessarily true, especially as the technology improves more and more. So for Sean's friend, as well as anybody else out there who's in this same pickle, what I'd recommend you check out is a smaller mirrorless camera like a Micro Four Thirds or these so-called 1-inch sensor cameras. With a lot of these cameras, you can actually use a special adapter to adapt your DSLR lenses to that Micro Four Thirds or that 1-inch sensor size. And what's cool about that is the crop factor of the camera gives you a massive reach with that same lens. For example, the Nikon J5 camera has a 2.7 crop factor. And so if you were to use an adapter to attach a Nikon 70-200 f4 lens to that Nikon J5, all of a sudden what you'd have is a 189mm to 540mm equivalent setup that would weigh less than 3 pounds and only cost about $1,600. Plus, these mirrorless cameras have insane frame rates, like 20 frames per second with autofocus tracking or 60 frames a second without autofocus tracking. So this makes wildlife shooting pretty approachable with size and budget constraints. And if I shot more wildlife, I would definitely go for a setup like this. So I hope that helps you guys. And if you have a question you'd like to see answered here on Pro Photo Tips, be sure to submit it here. Sign up for our free weekly newsletter for tons of tips, recommended gear, inspiring photos, and more. And for the best in-depth photography and processing tutorials on the web, be sure to head over to the Nature Photography Academy. Until next time, have fun and happy shooting.